What up, folks? Welcome back to ULTRAZILLA Toys, and today I have a review of the SH Monsterarts Shin Godzilla second form and third form, also known as kamata-kun and shinigawa-kun, based on where they first appeared or where they did most of their damage. Something like that. The general area. Yeah. So I'm gonna say this right off the bat. These guys were a bit too expensive for what you get. They are web shop exclusive, so there's that. Add them together, they kind of make a full figure, you know, size-wise. So add that to an exclusive, and your mileage is gonna vary on that. Whether you think it's too expensive or just right, it's up to you. Basically, they would cost you around, I don't know, 120 bucks maybe. Shipped. I can't remember exactly how much they cost me. I think it was around that. It might have been a little less, but figure I'm paying around that if you're going for them. I do have a few issues, you know, with them. Not major issues. I know there's some accuracy issues, but as a whole, as their own figures, I kind of like them. So I'm gonna do some size comparisons right off the bat for you guys, get them out of the way. I know some folks wanted to see these guys. This is Junior and Little Godzilla, kind of like their Heisei counterparts. So, sort of. There you go. I think scale-wise, these two scale better with each other than these two do. There's that. How about another Monsterarts? That's Super Mecha Godzilla. Let's move the camera up just a bit. There we go. Just to get him on level. There you go. And EVAZilla. So you see that. How about another EVA? The NX Edge EVA. Gotta review that one soon. So yeah, there's some folks to compare to. And now let's do the more needed and obvious comparisons. So first off, actually, we're gonna do NECA Shin Godzilla. Now, I think, you know, it is too small for these guys. Like, I really think the actual Shin Godzilla was much bigger, so. But there you go, that's what that would look like. I'm hoping NECA gives us something like these guys. I half expected them to do a San Diego exclusive for it, but I guess not. So, but here you go. Here is the SH Monsterarts Shin Godzilla, and that's how they scale with each other. So, there you go. Pretty good. Looks right, you know. So, there you have it. Let's move Shin Godzilla without stabbing myself. Alright. So, let's get into them individually, starting out with kamata-kun. Couldn't they have called these guys something more simple to name? Let's see. Say, like Minya? Godzuki? How about that? So here's Minya, looking kind of goofy, but he is super goofy in the movie. So and kind of like a show stealer. I don't know anybody that really didn't like this. It's so weird looking, very organic, which I thought was cool. Unfortunately, I really feel like this, as I do like this, but I feel like, I guess proportionally it works, but like, I feel like it should have been wider, maybe about this much. Like, kamata-kun was like very wide to me, you know, like, so I feel like this misses the boat a little bit. I guess if we had buildings here, like maybe it would work out a little better. But yeah, I guess scale-wise, that's how they're scaling it. But I really wish, just give me a little bit wider on the hips. That would have been really good. I guess maybe could fudge it a little bit, but yeah, that's my big gripe with this guy more than anything. I feel like he's not as wide as he should be. Sculpt-wise, though, it does look good. You know, like, the gills here look nice. His dorsal fins look really good. It's a nice tail. So, his head fell off again. That's the second time in this review. And it's not the first and second time it's happened. His head does feel like it pops off this ball joint really easy, for me at least. So it looks good. Textures are nice, which is, yay, you know, like that's Monsterarts for you. Tail looks good. Kind of does look like the tail that came out of the ocean at the beginning of the movie, right? So there's that. Looks cool. I think the gills came out really nice. Kind of bloody-ish, which they do like drop out some sort of blood or something out of it. Some sort of red liquid, which to me, I guess is Shin Godzilla like adapting to land. So that's, to me, that's what that signaled. It was like, you know, getting out all this like liquid and his lungs like readapting to land. If you know for sure what it was, let me know. But that's what I gathered from it. See what his mouth looks like. Or let's look at the ball joint inside. So the head's on the ball joint. Let's do some articulation. His joint does open, but like, yeah, not much. And let's look at his teeth a little bit here, and his gums, very gummy in front. Very, very gummy, kind of gross looking. His eyes are okay, not bad. You know, there's a little bit of articulation here in his neck. The paint all through here is pretty good. Like, I like the neck. I guess I'm going back and forth with the paint and the articulation, at least with this little guy. You got the paint all through the back here. Looks okay. His little nubs here can move, but not much. Then you got joint in his waist and thigh joints. You got a joint up here, mostly swivel action. Again below, and then at the foot. For something this small, it does have a lot of articulation. It's a good effort. Tail, nicely jointed, really good. So pretty awesome that way. Paint throughout is pretty good here. The one thing both of these two suffer, and this is, to me, is the biggest paint mishap, is the fact that like it doesn't gradiate right from his tail to the upper part of his body. That's a big mistake. See how it is here? It should have like gradiated a little bit further down instead of being this like straight line. I don't like that at all. Otherwise, I kind of dig the paint, you know, like it's totally fine for me. It looks cool. So, and that's the thing I'm saying here. Accuracy, yeah, maybe they're a bit off. I would say Shinigawa-kun here is Kun is a little more off. I mean, he should be a little more red. He's more orange than red. Although, I mean, I feel like in certain shots he does look like this. Remember, it's really hard to translate CGI rendered characters in action figure form. I always found that to be like something like companies have struggled to get right, because the color variations depending on the lighting is so great. It's like, where do you stop and focus on, you know? But definitely there should be some more I feel like the oranges should be a little darker in the red, in red. So we're looking at the paint on this guy first because that's definitely the biggest problem. It's just, it needed to be a little redder, even though there is a lot of red on this for sure. And I think for what it is here, it's a good job. It looks nice, except for the tail, which is where you get like this, like straight line here. Hey, look. I feel like you never see that. So, but yeah, look, you get the orange and then it goes right into the gray without any gradation. That's a big problem. You notice it more. I wouldn't care that much if they fixed it up here, which they don't. They needed some more orange up here. So that's a big problem. I mean, it looks good. Like, this whole tail does look good. And this whole part looks good. It's just together, it doesn't make much sense. But sculpt-wise, does look nice. Looks really good. I feel like it looks like Shinigawa-kun, pretty well. So Godzuki here isn't a bad figure by no means. Sculpt is really nice throughout. I really like his legs a lot. Very nice grooves and holes. Check that out. Really well done. His feet look awesome. Belly looks great. His little arms look cool. So, not bad. And his mouth, opens up nice and wide and looks really good for that, to get him in that pose where he's really screaming. Oh, man, and look at the inside of his mouth. That's fantastic. Really good. His eyes look nice. So, pretty cool. I know some folks had some problems with his nose getting scratched. Mine does not have that. So that's good. So, dorsal fins look good. I like the coloring on his dorsal fins a lot. Then you got all the red inside. So again, there is a lot of red. You see it strewn throughout. It's not as bad as you would think, as it was made out to be when it first was released. I think it's pretty good. It's just that when you sit them up against, Shin, the reds really, really pop on this, whereas, this, it's blended in too much, and it should be a little more prevalent, I think, based on the model. So, yeah. But pretty cool nonetheless. Great sculpt for sure. Really do dig it, sculpt-wise. And paint-wise, except for this. So there's that. Let's move on to articulation. Head doesn't have, yeah, there's a joint in there, but it's really, inset in there, so it's you're not gonna get any movement. The jaw is on a hinge here. And again, it looks awesome. Painted well. I'll try to get in some even finer aspects here of paint. The teeth look good. Eyes look good there, so you got a joint in here. Paint looks good there. Another joint over here, just kind of not really moving. I do dig, I think this was been a bone of contention with folks, that his chest bone is too protruding, but I don't think it is. I think that's one of the unique aspects of Shin. So I like it on both little guys. I have no problem with that. His arms are on ball joints, but you get some movement in the shoulder, and that's it. And you got some movement up here. You get some side to side. More movement in his waist. A lot of movement in his waist. You get really good. That's good. Thighs, open up that far. You do get a gap on this side. How much you could do there. Minya here is flopping all over the place in the background. Every time I hit it with his tail here. You got a joint in his knee. Goes back and forth. Foot has some really good articulation, good ankle rocker, can go back and front this far. I really like the feet, I said that before. So that's good. His tail is awesome. Segment here, segment there. 3 segments, 4 segments, 5 segments, 6 segments, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Wow. That's a lot of articulation on that tail. It is fantastic. So good. And let's look at that tail, because, you know, the tail is such a big part of Shin Godzilla. Shoots fire. Does it have a mouth? Does it not have a mouth? Is that a face? What were they thinking? What is this monstrosity? I think it looks pretty cool. I like it a lot. Is it accurate? I don't remember. I don't even remember seeing his tail in the movie, to tell you the truth. But from that angle, that looks like a classic Godzilla head. That's crazy looking. So I think it's really nice, honestly. There you go. Again, man, that mouth, wow. I love it. I love it a lot. I love this jaw. So, looks pretty good. I don't know, man. I dig them. I dig them both, you know, like, my biggest problem is, you know, some paint issues, more on accuracy than, like, being messed up. I don't really see any real mess-ups on these guys. Maybe on Minya's mouth here a little bit. It's a little bit too saturated, I think. You know, like, but it does give off a very disgusting, monstrous vibe. Which, like, that's the whole thing with Shin Godzilla. He is gross. So, I think they did a good job with these overall. The price, for the price, that's where, you know, it's bad because you're paying a lot and there's some weird paint issues. You know, that's the biggest problem for me is the tail, you know. And I just wish it was a little wider. But otherwise, I like them. They scale well. And again, if you put them together, let's put them together, shall we? You guys want to cooperate with me? Let's see. Come on. Come on, guys. There we go. Let's you know, they're almost a full Godzilla. Uncle. So yeah, yeah, you put them together, you get a full Godzilla. So price-wise for an exclusive, that's basically a full Godzilla in 2 pieces. I'd say, you know, it's okay. And I dig them overall, so I'm glad I got them. And I think they look cool enough on their own. Whether they're, you know, movie accurate, that's its own thing. But on their own, besides the little gradient on the tail, I think they're fine pieces. Sculpted awesomely and look cool. This tail is incredible. I'm really impressed with that one. Even the little guy's tail is pretty good. You know, like, the sculpts are great, so I don't know. For the most part, they look good. I dig them. That's my final call. I dig them. So there you go, guys. That's all I have for this review. Hope you dug it. If you have any other questions about these guys, feel free to ask me below. I'm here to answer anything that I might have not have covered in this review. So let me know. Alright, guys? If you could like, comment, subscribe, and share, that would be awesome. Please check out my Facebook page, ULTRAZILLA Toys, for news, reviews. Well, the reviews would be from here. And lots of pics. So please give that a check. And till next time, from kamata-kun and shinigawa-kun, this is ULTRAZILLA saying, peace out, peeps.